Everybody, we are back. It is Safe on Lodge, favorite race podcast, favorite race channel, favorite race everything. We are back. You guys already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit the dislike button if you don't. If you like it, hit the dislike button if you don't. I'm totally all messed up right now. I really don't care. But also follow us on Twitter at the Mark John NFL for me, at mholder95 for Matt, and at Glen Rockney for Glenn, and of course pandasubs.com. Discount code TDL for 25% off. Also, make sure you hit up homage right here. You see, I got my Raiders sweater.
There you go. Representing.
It's a great sweater.
It's
a great sweater.
How soft is it?
It's very soft.
Did I overhype it? No.
No, man. It is a great sweater. This is a great crew neck. This is a top notch.
Is it softer than a cover 3?
Yes.
Yeah. The cover 3 is sweaters.
Yeah. Great bars right there, Glenn. I like those bars right there. That softer than a cover 3. I might have to use that actually. But yeah, let me pull up this link here. Boom. Go ahead, hit that. Get you guys a shirt. Support the channel. 50% off with homage. All right, so the Raiders won. We got to win this week.
Not
20-10.
Not last.
Yeah, they're not the worst team in the NFL, as we learned here today, guys. It still just felt weird watching this, right? I don't know if it felt like a win. I don't know about it.
I said during the game, I'm like, this is like the most boring blowout ever. You know what I mean? Like it just felt like a slow, methodical game where like obviously like the Raiders defense like dominated most of it. I mean, one of the touchdown drives was a 2-yard drive. It was a very, very weird blowout. Like I've never used to this as a Raider fan, sitting here being like, damn, they won by 2 possessions. And it just felt like there was not like a great exciting moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Except for the defensive line dominating, getting so many sacks. I mean, I guess Devin White was the one guy that provided the exciting moments after all the crap we've been talking about him.
Yeah. What were your thoughts, Glenn?
He still can't tackle in the open field. I thought their tackling was awful on defense for the most part. Yeah. A couple guys came up and made plays. They played a horrible team. And to be fair, that's not always a guarantee that the Raiders win because they play the Bears, who I don't think are good, and they couldn't win that game. Now, had they won that game, they'd be sitting at 3-3 right now going to play KC. I mean, it's just the way this works. I mean, I don't think that they're a contending team. I just, I still get pissed off at that. That being said, I like the way the defensive energy looked today a lot. If I was to really take something from there, and I said this on Twitter, I was like, man, this offense is more talented than the defense. Like if you looked at a roster and showed it to somebody, but the energy on offense isn't there. It's a couple of guys, and on defense, these guys play like they are good. And I think that's why I do like Pete Carroll, is because it's like, man, they're still there. There was, Jonathan Vilma was talking about Van Jefferson like he was Jerry Rice.
I know. What the fuck is that about?
They got to get Van the ball. Oh, he's coming off the field. And I mean, part of that is because they just we're still getting kind of cooked by him a little bit. But I will say I saw the seeds for a successful future of the Raiders. In the fact that if they do have an exciting quarterback and one that knows how to slide properly without hurting himself, I don't know. But if they do have a quarterback that is exciting, it's gonna open up more for Genty, and they're gonna be able to put teams away. That the clock grinding drives that they did with Genty, I thought were awesome. Like that was just so cool. And then what they're missing out of all of that was the kill shot on those drives. It was like wide open back of the end zone because our quarterback's good, or quarterback picked it up with his leg or something. Like that's missing right now, and I think every Raider fan agrees with that. But those two things, the defensive energy and then the ability for the offense to just grind teams out, I was pretty impressed with.
Yeah, I thought the the run game, you look at the stats, it's going to look kind of ugly, but they really couldn't pass the ball downfield. So since they couldn't throw downfield, I thought the run game did well enough with that kind of look. I feel like the Titans were blitzing every single down. Yeah, stop the run. I mean, they went all out. They were not trying. They really didn't care if Geno could pass the ball down the field, and he didn't throw the ball down the field. Right? I mean, I think he got his first pass completion over 10 yards at home today. Yeah. To Jacoby Myers. So I was like, clap to Geno. Congrats. 1 for 18. Congrats. All right. But yeah, man, it's just when you don't have that game right now where you can actually throw downfield. I mean, you have Trey Tucker, and you can't throw downfield. I think that's a problem right now for this offense, right? And that's kind of why the offense is stalling. And a lot of this, there were a lot of checkdowns to Michael Mayer. He was making plays. You know what I'm saying? I mean, all the Trey Tucker throws were pretty short. Trey Tucker then made some plays after some yak plays. But other than that, man, they really couldn't throw the ball at all against a team that you should be able to throw the ball against. So that's the scary part for me. They couldn't throw today.
And I think to your point too, I think you touched on this too. Like it felt like they nerfed the offense for Geno Smith. It felt like a lot of like play action, bootleg, like throw it here. Don't didn't even let him read the field. And basically that's how I mean, you do that against a better team, it's just not going to work, right? You can do that against a team that's ready for it and looking for you to come out in it. They're going to stop it. And it just feels like the training wheels are still on with the veteran quarterback, which is the frustrating part.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You talk about we didn't want Jackson Dart, but man, I would have rather had Jackson Dart at this point if he's going to play like this, because at least you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna have that highs and lows with the rookie, where I'm gonna be like, okay, yeah, he looks good one week, maybe he doesn't look good this week. We can talk about what he can get better at. Bro, if they're totally neutering a 35-year-old quarterback, where he's just completely neutered, I don't know how they win going forward. You might as well just bench him at this point. If you're gonna just hey, please don't hurt us. Bro, he's 35. Play Pickett. I mean, if you want to do that with somebody, do that with Kenny Pickett. You could do that with him. You know what I mean? That would make more sense in my head if they were doing this whole neuter thing. But they had completely neutered him today. He just had no balls. He wasn't throwing the ball downfield at all. It was just all short passes, which you need from this offense. But if you're going to do that, add some play action off it and things like that. Yeah. But they're nah, we are not letting you do anything today.
Yeah. So we're not going to let you lose this game for us, basically.
That's not good.
Let's see how Geno's knee is, because that looked like Marcus and I were talking before. That looked like he got hurt a little bit more than he let on, I think.
Yeah.
The injury did look pretty bad, man. But yeah, I thought Ashton Jetty looked good today. I thought, he had some really good runs, right? I don't know how many catches he had today, but there's a couple times where Geno could have checked the ball down to him, just get the ball to him, you know what I mean? And see what he can do in open field. But yeah, I thought he looked pretty good today. You could definitely tell that he's finding his what he wants to do in the NFL, how he can run. And when the team is just diving and just blitzing every single down, there's gonna be those stuff runs. The Raiders were just so scared of Geno Smith that they really didn't do anything. So that was probably the biggest factor in my opinion.
Yeah, I got the stats up. I was curious too. Genty had 2 catches for 11 yards and 4 targets. But I think one of the biggest things that stood out to me is his vision and patience looks a lot better than it did at the end of the season. They were running a ton of inside zone, and he's been hitting those cutback lanes for majority of his production. I don't know what the numbers would be, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was 75% of his runs were him just cutting it back and reading the offensive line. That's, I think, one of the most encouraging parts about that we've seen from Genty just over the past 3 or 4 weeks. I feel like that's really, that part of his game has really started to come alive, where he's just being more patient, letting those blocks develop in front of him a little bit, and then just finding those cutback lanes, because that's their best play right now offensively, is that inside zone and just work to press the play side and then work to cut it back, which he's putting on a masterclass and doing lately, really.
Yeah, I think he's I think he's, and also he seems to hold on to the ball really well. I was one thing really that I know he fumbled against the Bears on 4th down for sure.
Yeah,
I did fear that a lot. When him almost more than anything was oh man, this guy's really gonna But I'm confident with him now, to where if he does fumble, it will shock me. That's kind of where I'm at. I know it sounds kind of funny, but it's just weird though. The shotgun runs with him. I know you want to run plays out of the gun. I get it. And you have to at least show that you're going to do something else from the gun. But also they go nowhere. And there were times where Geno was trying to lean forward and do these handoffs in the shotgun, almost try to run with Genty, like angels in the outfield or something. It was very strange. And they don't seem to be working. And still in the red zone, it looks so odd to me. I see people in the comments. Yes, of course, I'm going to bring it up. The Alex Kappa fade. And
With him,
first down after Devin White just smacks, takes the ball away. The first play we run is the Alex Kappa fade
Devin White.
to Devin
Or
White.
to Kevin White, to Alex
Or,
Kappa.
sorry, yes, to
My fault.
Alex
That's I screwed you up.
just ridiculous. Finally, they get the ball in, right? Like they get the ball into Michael Mayer. Shout out, fantastic game I thought by Michael Mayer. I thought he looked like, honestly, like one of the, like what we want from him regularly is that.
Yeah.
And when they get Bowers back, if they're able to do things with them, it'll be nice. But Genty, what I guess where I was going with that shotgun run stuff was just like, they try it again, I think, on the next red zone drive, and it's like shotgun run doesn't go anywhere. They go under center after the face mask. They get bailed out on the face mask, and then Genty walks in under center. It's like, just go with what works. Like this team is not as good as you, and when you take a team not as good as you, you don't have to deceive them as much. Like, you're just better than them.
Yeah, you don't have to throw it up to your backup free agent offensive lineman that you're trying to get some sort of value out of, I guess.
That's some shit you do. My bad.
It's like, we're giving this guy $5.5 million. Might as well get him a receiving touchdown to justify it a little bit.
Like that's you're right, Glenn. That's some shit you do next week against the Chiefs.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, and first of all, like, he wasn't open. And that was my thing when he threw that. Like, that's too much tight coverage. Like, why are you throwing it to a tight coverage with the lineman? You think he's gonna make a catch in traffic? Like he's Randy Moss or something? You think he's gonna moss a linebacker? Like, that's why I didn't like it. Like, even like it should have just been thrown away. But he like tried to make a play and tried to throw it to him like with a precise pass. I'm like, that's not gonna work, man. He's supposed to be wide open where you could just like toss it to him and he can just like, catch it and be happy. He's like trying to he had to make a athletic catch. You know what I mean? Like,
no. Go like high point it.
It's not gonna work. Stupid. Like in that formation they got in, I was like, you should have just ran the ball out of that formation.
Yeah. And like Glenn said, they run it 4 plays later and they end up just walking into the end zone. So that's the frustrating thing too. It's like, that's not a situation like you're saying, like where you need to get tricky at all. You're playing a team that has 3 wins in the last 2 seasons combined. Yeah. And just coming off a fluky win last week, just run the fucking ball and punch it in after the turnover. Keep the momentum on your side. Don't risk it. Because you're right. They got bailed out. They got stopped on 3rd down, but they got bailed out with the face mask call on the sack.
Yeah. I mean, it just seems to me, that's still my issue with Chip Kelly. I mean, more and more, I mean, if you were to put the, who you blame the most, a lot of this is Geno, right? But there's still parts of this with Chip Kelly where it's like, you don't need to, it's almost like he wants to be like, there's that mastermind, Chip Kelly. It's almost like he calls plays where needs to be the reaction rather than, can we score? Can we just score? Like, we have a really good running back who is chewing up this defense, and if it wasn't for like a few running plays that just get like blown up in the backfield, like he probably has, 4.5 yards per carry, I would say. And it's just like, man, guys, like, it's not when you're playing a team worse than you can just play the hits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
just line up and play the ball. Line up and play ball, basically.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because my problem with Chip Kelly is like some of the stuff that he's doing in like Game 6. It kind of pisses me off. I'm like, why don't we just do this shit week 1? Like, this team isn't like this team where you could just wait till week 10 to bust out all your cool stuff. Like, you got this 3 lineman lineup. That should have been the first thing you did, like against the Patriots, to have teams see that on film and then have to practice for it. And now it's like week 6. Nobody cares, bro. We're running 2-4. Nobody cares, man. Don't try to bust out the stuff that you want to highlight and you were just running white cross for 3 weeks. Like, nah, that's my little bit of my problem. I'm just like, bro, like, he had we had this one run where he had like Trey Tucker like lined up or with like a play action with Trey Tucker. And I'm like, bro, you had that in your bag for how long? They're 1-4. They're not good right now. You can't just start pulling out of your bag. Like, no, that's not gonna work for me. You should have been pulling out of your bag from week 1, so this offense could have kept moving, and maybe teams would be playing you guys different. But no, you wanted to keep it simple. Like, you're trying to hide something like it's preseason, and now you're coming out of the bag. Nah, right. That's what I don't like. But anyways,
All right. Anyway, no, it's. I think you're right. Like, there's a lot to like. I think about the offense. It's just, to me, like, I think they have the ability. They have the ability to close opponents out. They have the ability to dominate the time of possession. But it's just like when you need that one big play, when you're like, man, we just right now this game can be 2 scores immediately. Like, they don't have the ability to reward their own offense. I feel like a lot of times, I guess, is what I'm getting at. Like, when you chew up clock, then they're like, where's that one play that just validates the entire thing? And it doesn't have to be a trick play. It doesn't have to be this next level thing. It's just like, where is that? And right now, I think if it is there, Gino's not seeing it, and if it's, and it just looks so robotic out there. He doesn't look like he trusts himself. And then, it just seems to be like he's late to Genty in the flat. Almost got Genty killed once, I thought, where it's just, man, in the second half, I thought, even though he threw an interception in the second half, I thought he played a little quicker in the second half.
Yeah.
And was more decisive and didn't just sit there. But still, man, I'm still waiting for that game to where, oddly enough, the team they beat is the Patriots before this, and they don't look half bad. And I thought Gino looked good in that game, but that just seemed to be a mirage.
And to your point, Glenn, I think part of the issue is like they're not very good in the red zone. They're not good at all in the red zone. Like, we even saw that a little bit on that first drive where they had to settle for a field goal. It's like when you're so methodical and you don't have the explosive play threat, like that's why you're seeing them having so much trouble scoring touchdowns. Like, you got to be one or the other. If you're going to be a methodical team, be good in the red zone. If you're going to be an explosive, if you're not going to be good in the red zone, you got to be good. You got to be explosive, and we're just not seeing either.
Yeah. Somebody said, "How about Trey Tucker?" Yeah, Trey Tucker was Trey Tucker's become a complete wide receiver. I really, I'm a big Trey Tucker fan here. That's one of my dudes. So he is playing well. I mean, he's, Vilma let us all know he thinks he's the number 1 receiver. Like, it's not Myers. He said like 8 times during the broadcast. He's like, it's not Myers, guys. It's Tucker. He's the number 1 receiver, which kind of makes sense. I mean, he is leading the team. He'll be leading the team in yards after this. And I think it's going to keep happening. And he might have a 1,000-yard season. I mean, if it keeps picking up, I mean, I know Gino's not throwing for more than 200 yards a game at this point, but if he's only throwing to him, then you know what I mean?
And it was nice to see him too. Like, I think, like, when you talk about him becoming a complete receiver, like, we've seen him grow in the short, or we've seen him grow in the intermediate routes. We know he had the deep routes coming into it, but like to see him take that screen or whatever it was, for like, what was it, 37 yards, he made a guy miss. Like, it's like, all right, if you can start building on that and start adding the short game into your bag, like, you are starting to become that complete receiver, which is good to see. Like, Trey Tucker has definitely been one of the good surprises offensively so far through the first 6 games now this season, the first half of the season.
Yeah, let's see what his contract looks like, because I think this is about the time you'd extend somebody like that.
Yeah,
he's got to finish the year, but and then he'll be extension eligible.
Oh, so he can't get one?
You can't get one until after your 3rd year in the league.
After the 3rd one, okay. Yeah. So, interesting. So it'll be interesting to see what that looks like, because they have not paid Myers. I don't think that's happening at this point. Like, that ship feels like it's sailed. I don't know. I just, to me, it doesn't seem that way. In fact, if they don't win a lot coming up before the deadline, I could even see Myers out for a pick, and it wouldn't really bother me that much if they did. But one way or another, they're going to get it looks like the plan is to try to get either a comp pick for Myers, bring Besh along, which Besh, look, was he targeted a lot in this game? No, but he was on the field and Dante Thornton wasn't, which I thought was kind of what a lot of people wanted to see. If they're not going to throw downfield, you might as well not put Thornton out there. That's the way I see it. And Besh, you guys will watch the film. I'd love to see how he blocked in this game too. And I think he'll become a part of this offense. It seemed like Michael Mayer was one of the focal points. Tucker and Mayer and Genty, those were the focal points of the offense, and I have no problem with that.
Yeah. I'm convinced Devontae is Isaiah Paloma's baby mama, because he is every single week he's going in on him. And he really
bad today.
He gave up another touch. He's up to like 4 or 5 touchdowns given up. He's not been playing well. I'll tell you this. He's been struggling.
Yeah. No, well, I mean,
I'm with our guy there. He's been struggling. He had a missed tackle again. I'm with
you. Saying that because you get child support and you need that contract to go up. If it wasn't,
I mean, he did get a better contract this year, but he did get a raise.
He's excellent. Yeah,
he did get a raise.
Yeah, extend him again. Don't lose. Yeah, but no, I think. Yeah, the whole secondary to me, they kind of scared me a little today. It just seems like people find those soft spots in between safety and over a corner a little too easy. And this is Van Jefferson. Calvin Ridley's hurt in the first quarter. You're talking about I know Io Manor didn't really do much, but Van Jefferson, that's a name I haven't heard in 3 years.
Yeah.
I
we started to see it. Go ahead, Glenn.
I was just gonna say we started to see it at the end there, where like the Titans started getting the ball out a little bit faster when the Raiders were running a lot of cover zero and stuff like that. Like in those end of the drives, that's when the secondary started showing up. But I definitely think like this week, what we saw in the passing game, I was just more impressed with the pass rush overall than anything with the cornerback play. I felt like Marcus could have been out there at cornerback and they would have been all right today with how done with the pass rush was.
I appreciate that, Matt.
Yeah, no problem. It's kind of a slight to you, but I'm glad you take it as a compliment.
Yeah, I know. This is funny. But yeah, what did they really do today?
Not much.
No, nothing. I mean, the D-line played well, though. I mean, I thought Jonah Jonah L played really well today.
Yeah, that sack he had, that was the best pass rush rep I think I've seen him have since he joined the team. He set that guy up perfectly, hit that little outside spin, and won cleanly. That was one of his, like, that rep got me out of my seat for it. That's probably the best pass rush he's had literally since he signed, because that was his first like really quality sack I think this year too. So.
And I thought it was Butler at first, and I was just talking shit on Butler on Twitter. I was like, they extended the wrong guy. And then I'm like, did he just put somebody in the spin cycle and just tell me to shut up? And I was like, okay, no, he didn't. Sounds good. But Crosby was a madman today. I thought once again. I thought Jeremy Chin looked good. He was coming up and making plays like he should. Devin White made plays. He missed tackles and he made plays. That's what he does. So it's like that's good. If you're gonna do that, it sounds good. What do you guys think about Tyree? I thought Tyree was
he had a hell of a game. Did he get a sack there at the end?
I couldn't tell.
He was getting a lot of pressure at the very least. No, I didn't get a sack, but got a bunch.
Yeah, he was all over the field really though. Did Kuntz play today?
He did a few snaps, but they had Tyree on a lot of third downs.
They played Tyree like the whole game over Kuntz. I was kind of noticing that. Like Tyree was out there a lot today, and Kuntz wasn't out there.
It's interesting. Tyree, I thought he showed up. He recovered a fumble, which what does that mean? You fall on top of a ball, but he was
getting pressure on that play though. Let's keep it real. He's getting pressure.
Yeah, somebody was saying he got pancaked and then fell on the ball. I'm like, that's not true. It must have been Suge. But I was like, I don't know. Somebody was like, people were hating. I'm like, hey, look, the guys might never. I don't think anybody thinks he's going to be the 7th overall pick that he was picked at. I don't think anybody thinks that. But the problem with the Raiders is that they have just straight up busts that they don't get anything from. And a lot of times, like, you just need guys to be like, okay, let's say they're not as good as where we picked them for, but they're productive, and like your misses can't be like total misses. And to me, who knows what his fate is with this team, but I mean, they have to make a decision on his option this year, I think. After this offseason. So you think so?
I don't think they're picking it up.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I don't think they're
why not?
Well, it depends.
It's going to be like 20 million.
Is it 20?
Oh. Yeah, for a DN that's drafted that high, it's going to be probably pretty close. I don't know what the number is, but it's going to be pretty high.
Oh, is it position? Is it position?
Yes, it's based on your it's based on your position and where you're drafted. It's based on your position, where you're drafted, and then if you've made Pro Bowls or All Pros, then you get another boost. But yeah, it's going to be pretty damn hefty.
That part we might no boosts, but yeah.
They'll save a couple million with the lack of Pro Bowls from Tyree, but I don't think that's going to make the difference.
No, he'll have a Devin Lloyd 4th season.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Because that's the thing. If he starts to the thing is, if he starts to play more snaps, right? Because I think Kuntz was definitely in front of him, right? And somebody just on DJ said Kuntz got a half a sack, but it's not even listed on his stats though. But
you got a QB hit. I don't know.
You got a QB hit. Okay, so I mean, kind of the same thing. But I really feel like Tyree was out there a lot today.
Yes.
Like I don't know what the snaps are. That's not gonna be announced until probably after we record this. But like he was out there a lot. He was around the football a lot. And if he starts to play more snaps, that's the thing. Like if he has a full game where he's like the starter and we get to see him start to play well, that's when the option becomes an option. You know what I mean? Like, because if he shows growth, third year, then you might be like, okay, well then we can let Kuntz go, and we have a guy opposite of Crosby. So, I mean, to be honest, at this point, they probably should do that, right? Because Kuntz isn't like having that much impact, right, as he did a couple years ago. So you probably should try to see what Wilson has, because that's it's a key point. Because I mean, if they don't like Tyree, then they got to draft somebody, in my opinion, or they got to pay some random defensive end who's a team let go like $25 million. That's either your choice. You can either pay some random defensive end $25 million, or you draft somebody. So they probably want to see what he looks like at this point, try to figure out how they should move going forward.
And I was way off. I just pulled it up on Over the Cap. He'd be at $13.6 million, which I think is about what Kuntz's 1 year deal is. So I think they basically gave Kuntz a 5th year option.
So what is your take on that now, Matt?
I still wouldn't give him $14 million, but I'd rather see him in a prove-it year, honestly. But that is more reasonable. So because I mean, think about it. You'd be paying $14 million for a guy that, for the most part, is a rotational player.
For sure, yeah. I just mean 2 years from now, when that 5th year option thing, like, is the defensive end still cost that much money? It might cost more. You know what I mean? Like, you might, and what I mean is, it doesn't really stop you from like also addressing that position. I don't know if you do. And it depends. It depends on what the coaching staff looks like. It depends on a lot of stuff. I think he's going to give them an interesting case this year. On that. And like I said, there's been a few games where I haven't seen him. It's like that wasn't the best game, but there's also been a few games where he's come in and made a nice play. And my issue is still with like guys like Adam Butler in the middle, kind of like, oh, man, guys, we just need to collapse this pocket more from the middle more than anything. But
for sure,
I'm interested in that.
No, my only part of the reason why I immediately jumped to thinking they're not going to pick up the option on Tyree is it's like a new regime, you know what I mean? Where like they've already tried to like clean their hands of the other guys. So like that's why I'm just coming out with like $14 million for a guy that you didn't draft. That's not a huge part of your defense. Like I have a harder time seeing Spytek picking that up.
Yeah, that's why I think. Yeah, my bad.
I was gonna say, if it was still Ziegler or someone like that, you know what I mean? Then I can see it. You'd have, I think, a little bit better, more of a case or more of a belief.
Yeah, because that's my thing. That's why I think we're going to start to see him play more snaps, because they're probably trying to figure out at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I think, and so far today, I thought I haven't really been all that impressed with Kuntz this year, minus that Bears game. I thought he played really well, but for the most part, it's like, okay, and we know Pete Carroll kind of likes that style of defensive end, a little bit more longer, kind of heavier defensive end. And it depends on where they're picking this year. I mean, I can't say after today I thought they were going to be picking outside the top 10. After what I saw today, I can't say that they're going to be picking later in the draft. I still think they have some glaring weaknesses, and ultimately a quarterback that's not that good. So it'll be interesting if you're in a position. I mean, because if you're in a position to take like a Reuben Bain, you probably don't pick up a 5th year option on Tyree Wilson. That feels pretty standard there. And then maybe you want him in a 4th year contract year, and then maybe you work on your own. And if he does do that, but whatever. I mean, it is neither here nor there. I was just glad he played well. That 2022 draft class, right? Was it 2022 or 2022?
2022, yeah.
They played well today.
Yeah. 2023, because 2022 is when they gave up their 1st round pick for Devontae Adams.
They played well today. That draft class, the first 3 picks of that draft class played well today. So
I still count how many sacks Devontae Wyatt has every time I think about that trade.
That's the thing, man. That's why it's that when you do these regime changes all the time, a new regime comes in and has a different view of the team. Then they trade the 2nd round pick, and it's just like, oh man, I'm glad they made a bunch of picks this year. I am about ready to see Charles Grant, though. I'll tell you that much. Stone Forsythe. Everybody else on the line, I feel like, is playing okay.
Yeah.
And then like Stone Forsythe, even though I think Geno plays like the ball's glued to his hand sometimes, but like there's times where I'm like, man, Forsythe just got his ass whipped on that play, and I'm like, we got a 3rd round pick in the top 100. You telling me he's worse than this? He might be. The answer might be yes, but I'd like to see.
I think it's more about just not wanting to throw him into the fire before he's ready in a season that's already lost.
Yeah, and like I said, since the AFC is so terrible, I mean, I think I said this on the show. This AFC is so terrible, they can convince themselves they have a chance.
That's the problem with today. That's the biggest problem with today. And here's what and I don't want to sit on a win. Like it sucks. Like I'm glad they won the game. Was it the most entertaining win? No. at least we weren't sweating it at like the very end in like a Daniel Carlson field goal against the Titans. I would have been really sad about that. But they did win. The problem is like, do you rush Bowers back next week? I'm scared they're going to do that. And to me, I'd rather see Bowers be held out till after the bye.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like they're going to be like, if we could just beat him at Arrowhead, we'll be 3-4.
Get the confidence rolling for next the week after.
They're winning games, but the Broncos are, they barely beat the Jets. I could just see that conversation being had when we know, like, I'd rather just see Mayer out there as tight end 1 for another week, and against the Chiefs, and we'll see what happens. They have their struggles, we'll see what happens. But I hope this doesn't convince them to like, Brock, give me what you got.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Stupid. All right, look at these questions to get out of here. When Aiden and Lonnie Johnson able to come off IR?
I think they're both eligible now because it's been 4 games. It's just a matter of when they're healed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Lonnie Johnson, I think is a long shot to play this year because he broke I forget which one's the weight bearing bone in your leg, but I think he broke that one, right? If I'm not mistaken, like he had to have surgery and like it was pretty bad. So he's kind of like, maybe after the bye you can start thinking about him coming back, but he's a good chance he doesn't play this year at all.
Yeah, they haven't said a thing about him, like in terms of, and they said it when he got hurt. They were like, "Oh, we're hoping to get him back by this time," but I haven't heard anything since about that, and that doesn't strike me as very confident. I mean, and what condition are you getting him in? Like, you're having the guy play through a.
He wasn't that good he wasn't that good pre-injury.
He was killing it in camp. Like it was like, whoa, we found something with this Lonnie. But well, I don't know.
Talked about a few guys like that.
They sure did, Matt. They sure did. That was just a few guys that we like. I think to me, it's just it's on to the Chiefs. I know we're all going to be like, yeah, let's go beat the Chiefs. We'll see. I don't feel super confident in that right now after watching this game, but they won.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest Aiden O'Connell fan, but to be honest, like I kind of want to see what he looks like in this offense. I just want to see how.
I see Pickett, man.
I just want to see what Aiden O'Connell does. I'm not saying it. I mean, we're not trying to make the playoffs anyways. I just kind of want to see what he does. Maybe
Aiden O'Connell gets a couple December starts.
Yeah, I just want to see it. I just want to see what he does with it. That's all. Why does Chip refuse to run the ball in short yardage? I mean,
does he?
I mean, we were just talking about the goal line fade of Kappa.
Yeah, I just thought there were a couple 3rd and 2s where they've tried stuff.
He needs to stop that damn QB sneak, man. That shit ain't working no more. We all know it. Third and 1, you're sneaking, guys. We all know it.
Yeah, Geno's not good at it, man. Like it's just there's certain quarterbacks can do it. I feel like the Raiders have never had a quarterback that's good at it. Either Carr was terrible at quarterback sneaks. Jimmy G, I don't remember. I don't know. Maybe he probably was the best one out of all of them. But I don't know. I just think I think Chip is just like for one, we just know they don't trust Geno for anything, right?
Yeah,
like nothing. I mean, you watch that game today, and more power to him because I thought that Geno the one there. I thought they were going to be up like 24-3, and we were going to be able to start streaming during the 4th quarter like a preseason game, And then all of a sudden Geno throws the pick. I'm like, well, we're gonna have to watch this whole game. So that's the one time they tried something. And like you said, that play was supposed to be like wide open. Like, but then he throws it and there's 2 guys there. And it's just like, what is happening here? Like, for the rest of the year, that's the most annoying thing is that we're just like, he's not going to get it.
Yes, it's week 6.
Yeah.
It's week 6, year 13.
Yeah, weeks, and they literally cut off his balls today. Like, he had no balls at all. He didn't trust the window. He didn't try anything. He was just like he was like saying like we drafted a rookie. That's what it looked like. You might as well they should have just drafted Shedeur Sanders at that point. Yeah, he could have did that today. To be honest, you know what I mean? There's a lot of right.
Might have. I mean, I can't say I'm like a massive fan of him, but I'm not a fan of the current setup at quarterback.
Exactly. They might as well just should have did that shit if they're gonna. I mean, they probably didn't think that at the time, but now we're at week 6. It's like,
yeah, and that's why to me it's like the Cam Miller pick at the end of the draft. I know it's the end of the draft, but you're just like, what? The guy's nowhere near seeing the field at all, and probably not going to, and just doesn't have the arm to do it. I wish there was somebody with like a big arm, like a toolsy player with like a big arm behind Geno, and there just isn't.
Exactly. What's the decision to keep Genty on the sidelines late in games? I don't know. I mean, I think
Well, he had a lot of touches today.
Yeah, he did.
And I think in a 2-score game, they didn't really quite need him to seal it that way. I think Pete really leaned on the defense, and their D line was eating. So I get that. There's a couple plays actually Pete caught me off guard with something that originally I was mad about, and then like when he punted from the 40, and then I was thinking, yeah, if Carlson misses that field goal, it puts him at like midfield, so that would be stupid. And then they pinned him in the inside, like at the 10. That was cool. And then I also saw Pete. I don't know if you guys saw this on the broadcast at all, but they focused on Pete one time, and he was telling JPJ to calm down from like the sideline. Did you guys see that at all?
Mm-mm.
It was pretty funny. There's maybe somebody in the comments saw it, but he was going, JPJ, settle down. He was just literally going like this. They didn't show what JPJ was doing, but like, I don't know. I like Pete. I think I like Pete. I think the thing is, anybody can blame him for the Geno thing. We all thought Geno was going to be better than this. So I can't say I would be mad about that. But I think Pete's doing a nice job. It's just there's just a couple insurmountable obstacles with this team.
Yeah, I think Pete's just kind of stuck in his ways with certain things, but this team would not be as bad as they are if Geno was not sucking.
Yeah, at least 500.
That's just the truth. Like
at least 500.
We can blame a whole bunch of other shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they're literally hiding him at this point.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is this is a good thing. Like I feel like he has a good command over the roster. I feel like he's not checked out at all. Like he's not one of those people. I think he's just a little shocked at how bad Geno was. You know, and I think we all are. And people can say they were never a fan. Has he ever had 10 interceptions in 6 games?
No, this is the most he's had.
Right.
He might have had going into this week. This is the most he's had through 5 games. I don't remember if he threw 1 in his 6th his rookie year, but he's on pace to have literally the most turnovers he's had.
He's having a George Blanda season, Glenn. You might.
Hey, they went to the playoffs that year. Yeah, that is the best. I forget what year that is, but it's like 1960 or something like that. George Blanda had he had this crazy stat line.
At 40, it was like 40, right? Or was it was
like 36 interceptions in like 1960. It was insane, and it's one of the we've broke it down during the offseason. It was kind of funny, but it was just like in 1960, like just like that had to look like an alien playing football back then. Like, what are you doing? Like what are you throwing? First off, why are you throwing the ball that often? You know, but
I was gonna say, what do you have? 36 picks on 100 attempts.
Yeah, it's AFL, man. The AFL is trying to push the game forward. The AFL.
I will DM it to you guys. Like after it is the most nuts stat line I've ever seen for a season. There's nothing that will ever compete with that. But yeah, I just think I just think it's really unfortunate this year watching them. They definitely have holes on the roster. I think they knew that going in, but they just thought Geno would have them around 500. And
yeah. All right, guys. We ain't got a lot of questions in here.
1962. It's the 1962 George Blanda season.
Houston Oilers, right? I think it's
Houston
42 interceptions.
Nuts. Look at the game log. It is out of control. It went like 0-6. Oh, like what I mean is like 0 touchdowns, like 6 picks in one game. It was out of control. I look it up every once in a while to have some fun, like because it's just picturing a football fan in 1962 where everyone runs all the time, and you're just like, yo, we should never pass ever. This is horrible. Yeah,
or listen to the radio like interception, George Blanda.
You know, some of them were on like 2-yard throws too.
Yeah,
what's even better is he made the Pro Bowl and it was the second team All Pro that year.
They went to the playoffs. They won all of these games. Like I feel.
Yeah, they were 11-3.
They were just killing it. George is like, and they're just like, George, today just chill. Like we're smoking this team. He's like, dude, shut up. Like I got this, dude. That corner cannot guard this guy. Like, he's just like, I don't even know. I feel like the receivers half the time are like, dude, I'm here to block. Do not throw that to me.
42.
He had 2 6-interception games.
Yeah, I'm telling you. And you know, coach in the meeting room that week, they'll be like, "Look, guys, we did just beat the Dallas Stars or whatever. Yeah, we just beat them. Okay, we need to take care of the football. This is out of control." George is just like not paying attention in the back of the room, like, dude.
Yeah, it was the Dallas Texans.
That's
how many years ago.
Yeah. Guys, fun thing to look up. Neither here nor there.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it now. 4 games with at least 4, or excuse me,
it's incredible.
6 games with at least 4 picks, 3 4 interception games, and 1 5, and then the 2 6s. That's awesome.
It's just incredible.
Oh man. Last question. Look at it. Do you think Gino will turn around once he gets a healthy Brock back? That's a good question.
I think he's cooked.
I think so too.
I think it's Matt
I don't
Schaub.
much
I think it's a Matt Schaub decline is what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have much faith, to be honest.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Me and Glenn will be back tomorrow. We got a new little Monday morning thing or Monday quarterback thing we're gonna do. It'd be a better mood, so we're gonna do that tomorrow. And then, and then me and Matt will be back with the film. And then, are we still doing draft here, Matt? Are we gonna keep doing draft? I mean,
I would think so. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
People get re-energized by this win. I don't know.
Yeah, like we want a preview. We need a preview. I don't like, you know what I mean? Like, what are the Chiefs doing? You know what I mean? Like, it's like I got to do Mendoza. No, I want to break down Mendoza for people. So I'm probably gonna do that for members, anyways. I'm probably not gonna do the team. I'm gonna do Mendoza for sure against Oregon if I can get that film. But
I did not get beat up. I saw somebody say I get beat up. That's just the way my eyes look. My whole family, we all got this like we all look like we slept 2 hours. That's my whole family. So it's a genetic thing. Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
sounds like you got your ass kicked.
Right. Well, I'm a Raider fan. We've all got it. Last 20
That's from last week.
That's from the TV. Just hit him in the face constantly.
No, it's me pointing first down so much. I accidentally hit myself because Gino was just killing it today. Yeah. But thank you guys. I thank you for thinking so highly of me.
All right, guys, we're out of here. Peace.